We got an All-Star game, and it is in Columbus at the Death Star in July 24th at lower.com, and it is the MLS All-Stars and the Liga MX All-Stars. That was announced yesterday. You're going to have the skills challenge, 10 stars on each side. That's the day before at 7:30 on Season Pass. But now, once again, it is MLS, Liga MX. That is your All-Star game format. And, if you're interested in going, tickets go on sale March the 8th. But once again, I look at this, I get it. I understand it. 12 players by a fan vote, 12 players selected by Wilfred Nancy, 2 players selected by Don Garber. Fan voting is going to start at a later date. 26 players for Liga MX. You've got all the weekend stuff and all that. MLS All-Stars won the previous All-Star matches, including the 2021 in LA and the 2022 match at Allianz. And now they're tied in the All-Star Skills Challenge. Liga MX won in 21, MLS won in 22, and leaving the 2024 to break the tie. So if you're into those kinds of statistics. So now we have an All-Star game. We have a format. We have an opponent. And it is and folks are looking at this, and this is how I'm interpreting it, as almost like your tees for Leagues Cup. And so what you're doing is you're getting both of them in one building. It's your tees for Leagues Cup, and it's going to be in an All-Star game format in Columbus.
I still don't know. I still don't love any of the formatting.
Look, the bottom line is that they need to take our idea.
We fixed it last year.
We did.
You, me, and Nick fixed it last year, and they never adopted it. So, I can only lead a horse to water. I cannot make it drink, Mr. Garber.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't. I can only do so much for you. You have to finish this drill yourself.
I mean,
we gave you the idea.
Abby did the work and sent the idea to the league office. And in 40 minutes here on the show, we solved the problem of the All-Star game. We absolutely did. And you can, as you said, look, we gave it to them. We gave them an entertaining format. We gave them an entertaining way to go about it. I'll probably just repost it anyway, since we now have the announcement. I will probably pull the segment and post it to the network later today, since we now have a 2024 version of this. It would have been an amazing extravaganza of talent and randomness that would have been unsurpassed by any other league in any other All-Star game. But you chose to do the tees for Leagues Cup. I get it. I don't know how exciting it's going to be. I don't know how many Liga MX fans are going to make their way to Columbus, Ohio for this. It will be interesting to find out what the numbers are if they're ever released. But, you make your announcement, great. Okay, fine. Late July is an All-Star game. It's probably the quickest conversation that we've ever had about an All-Star game.
Yeah, I mean,
we fixed it.
They tinker with the formula every year. It's fine. It's whatever. I don't really care about any All-Star game. There are 2 things I pay attention to when it comes to All-Star festivities in any sport. One of which is the home run derby.
Okay.
With which I'm going to try and find a way. If I have to climb inside of if I have to climb inside of a box and smuggle myself into this year in Atlanta, I would love to go to the home run derby.
Yeah.
The other one is the NHL Skills Challenge.
Yeah.
And I say that as the slam dunk contest has just gotten weird. Where I still like it, but it's just kind of gotten weird for me. Otherwise, I don't really care about your All-Star game.
I really don't. Why should I care is, I think, how you're going to be seeing a lot of fans. Why should I care? Why should I watch? And I'd love to know what the viewership levels are for the big 3 or 4, and see if there's a downward trend when these things are kind of metered. And it's just literally, we came up with a reason to make you care, because it's so off the wall, fun, and interactive, that you can't have anything but a good time with the way that we fix things. Maddie's jumped in. Maddie, what's on your mind?
I absolutely despise the All-Star Game. And I mean this in like the most mean way I could possibly do it. Why? I don't understand. Why?
Rich, this is to Rich's point. Maddie, I don't know if you've ever. We'll have to dig this up for you, because we fixed it last year and it was debauchery. To Rich's point though, and Rich, you've nailed it on the head. This is exactly how I feel about it, man. Is that All-Star Game? Why are we trying to make it so serious?
Mm-hmm.
It should be fun and stupid and off the wall, and you should have more questions than you should have more questions than answers when the All-Star Game is over.
Mm-hmm.
So what was this plan? Like, what did y'all like?
Hang on. Well, all right. Filibuster for a little bit. I'm going to see if I can download it and play a little bit of it. So,
filibustering.
Yeah.
I feel like you should have it like. Listen, I honestly did like the Pro Bowl, like how they did it for NFL. I liked all the weird, like quirky little things that they were doing. Like I thought that was fun. And so I feel like if you're going to do something like that. Like all these like crazy skill challenges. You should even have like them do like the old format of MLS, how they would used to do penalty kicks, where they would run up from the center and then
35-yard NASL style.
Do it. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No.
To Dell's point, yes, it's an American thing that they feel like they have to have, but I did like when they played Premier League teams. Hey, it's a little more fun, yeah. Because it's cool to see like the Premier League teams come in. I know you had Juventus come into Atlanta, and like Ronaldo showed up for like 5 minutes and like wasn't gonna play. Like,
my god!
But the thing is, like when you do that, you're getting basically that Premier League team's academy. Like they're not gonna go out there.
You absolutely are.
They're not gonna go out there and put themselves on the line. The NBA All-Star Game being high scoring, yeah. If you like get weird with this, like turn it into like 5-a-side. Put them on a small, take them down to Atlantic to 5 points and put them on the mini pitches, and just like let them go do that. Or I don't know, like give it something, or make it indoor where like you can play the ball off the glass.
Yeah. Like the old indoor rules where you can bounce it off the glass and things like that and keep it going.
Yeah. Like the soccer tournament, the TST.
Yeah.
TST is the perfect. It was the perfect, most absurd format of this sport that was absolutely flawlessly applied.
Mm-hmm. And you end up with, Dell, it's an American thing, and feel like they have to have, but I did like it when they played the Premier League teams. But once again, you're still bringing those teams over. But what you end up doing is, you're not making it enjoyable because they're bringing those 12-year-olds over. I mean, it's just it's something where you're going, all right, we need the payday, and we'll bring them over and we'll sell the joint out, and you get to see a bunch of kids wearing 60s, 70s, and 80s. If that's cool. Rich, yeah, and I mean, Rich, the high scoring All-Star games for for the NBA, those are fine. I mean, the 189 to 174 kind of things, that's what you're looking at for the NBA, and everybody's, friend went last year, said 90% Arsenal fans in the crowd. Abby wants a hockey rink. Dell likes your idea, Jared, about TST. Abby wants north, south, and east and west and those kinds of things. So Abby said this. Here we go. Abby says, I sent all of our ideas we fixed last year and never got a response.
They probably didn't open it, first of all. Anyone who did open it probably wondered who our supplier was for whatever hallucinogens we were on at that moment.
Yeah.
And then just like maybe kept it for a giggle and then probably hit the delete button.
All right.
then emptied the recycling bin just for security reasons.
All right. So fine. Here's part of it. You're stuck with it.
I preferred I would love if they would be able to keep doing the thing where it's like, hey, we're going to get Liga MX to bring up a bunch of guys,
That's the first.
and we'll bring our guys, and we'll just have a U.S.-Mexico, a hootenanny. I liked that idea personally.
So Jarrett had the
that's just
hootenanny
me.
figured out last year.
If you want to get rid of the actual All-Star game altogether, good luck. It's not going to happen. There's too much money involved, and there's too much history involved, and they're not going to do it. I know history is a relative term for a league that has only been around since the mid-'90s, but it has value to them. They don't just want to drop it straight out. But I guess find a way to make it fun as possible to watch and fun for the players as well, because when you watch an All-Star game, you can tell real damn quick which ones are having fun and which ones is just like, I'm just here because I get the extra paycheck and a little vacation and I have to play, and I'm kind of about it all. Like, baseball has had a couple stretches like that. NFL has tried, and I give NFL a lot of credit. They are trying different things. It's not always going to work, but I appreciate the effort to try and make it more fun. Bring back goalie wars, for God's sakes. Keep the skills competitions going. Let them have fun and let people see the human, fun, childlike side of these.
Jarrett mentioned goalie wars last year. What did we see?
Well, we got goalie wars back, Matt.
Yeah,
so
I don't want.
Go ahead.
Oh, it's all right. So let me see if this picks back up.
Any teams.
Okay, go.
Players, and by the way, Milan is no longer an Adidas team; they are a Puma team.
Puma, okay.
Yeah, they are Puma team.
Right.
The Burn was asking in the chat, but I don't want any player to get injured against some European academy team.
Nope,
it makes no sense. This is where I think the NBA does a really good job, where they do like the pickup game format, where it's like, we're going to name two captains and then you pick your teams. It doesn't necessarily have to be East West. It doesn't have to be, where you could have like Almada picking his team and then you could have Carlos Vela pick his team, and that's just how it goes, right?
So basically, and that literally, so what I'll do is a public service. I'll post this later. It was about 40 minutes of the Twitch pitch and all of us figuring out a solution. And in that clip that I just played, Jarrett, they actually listened. They picked up two of your ideas.
It's great.
Liga MX is one of them, and they brought back goalie wars as a part of the skills competition.
My only concern with this, and I am glad they brought back the goalie wars and skills competitions, because that part is fun. Like, I think what you're looking for is, if you're going to do this stuff, you want guys to have fun with it. And my core memory of all of this is going back to like the mid 90s and early 2000s, when every baseball player was up to their ears in steroids, and you would see guys doing the home run derby, and you had like Mark McGwire like hitting balls over the monster, basically trying to hit balls to Providence.
Yeah.
Sammy Sosa hitting them up into the 755 club at Turner Field. But you had guys like sitting there with their camcorders out with their kids, like goofing off and being silly. Like, you want those fun moments, and you have to find a way to make it fun for them. I know a lot of people want a goalie wars back for the retro sake of it, but when you get that one thing back, you can't just wash your hands of it and then pretend like it didn't happen, and then retweet one little highlight from it and then nothing again. Like, if you're going to do this, you have to commit to that task. You have to commit to making this fun, because, like I said, you want to find the humanity in this of all these guys who are just being dumb. Because ultimately, a lot of these people are paid to play a game. It's an amazing experience, and one that we all love and dream about our entire lives. Let them have fun with it. And if you can't do that, then scrap the whole damn thing and let everyone have a vacation.
Yep.
I'm not going to lose sleep if you do that.
Yeah. Maddie, go for it.
I like those ideas. I liked the goalie war. I really did. I thought that was a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean, I think they should make it more fun. Like, it's like you have the skills competition, but like even the skills competition, like, it's still like a lot of players are just doing it, and like, they're like, okay, I'm here. Like, just come up with fun ways to make it like more fun. Let us see the players just like have fun and be who they are. It's very rare that we get to see the players like actually like have like sit down like fun moments. And I think it's fun. You love getting to do that stuff. As a fan, you love to see it.
So one of the weird things we did during the All-Star Game in Atlanta in 2018 is they played like these little pickup tournaments at 5 points at the pickup area.
Mhm.
We actually had a bunch of people from MLS come down, from MLS Digital. So we had like Weeby, we had Bobby
Goss.
Warshaw when he
Yeah.
was still working there.
And Goss was there.
Yeah. And they came down there, and then we had all of the podcasts from Atlanta at the time. And then we just started like trading out, and just people were just jumping in and talking about random stuff while also halfway commentating these weird little pickup games. And it was dumb, but it was kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of silly, but it wasn't professionals doing it. But like, have that kind of approach to it where it's just kind of dumb and silly, and like, please be reminded at all times that we are playing a game, that we are watching a game. It is a sporting event. That is where it begins and ends forever and ever. Amen.
Mm-hmm.
I also fully endorse the idea that I think Rich had of like, hey, what if we just did like CONMEBOL or CONCACAF versus the world? Like, do old world, new world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, KFC got that. Yes.
Nice.
It was such a weird night. But yeah, like you old world versus new world, like split them up.
Yeah.
Like have Messi pick his team, like do like NBA style. Have Messi pick his team, but he can't pick anyone he played with at Barcelona.
That'd be pretty funny. That'd be a good one, Rich. That's a good addition. I mean, literally what we came up with, and this is the greatest hits. Like I said, as a public service, I'll post it to the network later today. We ended up with the game at Mercedes-Benz. We had the boards up, and we didn't have plexi, but we had the boards up for like your hockey games. You have your indoor soccer. You can bounce the ball off of the boards and continue to play it. You can bounce it and pass it to yourself. You had hot tags and hot changes. So you weren't having to wait for a fourth to sit there and hold up a banner for a hot change. Literally, you could tag in and tag out like wrestling. Literally, you're off to the edge, and you want to sit there and tag out. You tag out. You make the jumping tag. You're trying to stop a rush. You make the jumping tag to the hot guy. They go in. You're pulling random folks from the broadcast booth. You have to make sure that they're prepared, or if they're not, it's even funnier. Like, if you want to make a hot tag and you summon Kevin Egan from the anchor desk, you have to do it. There is no, I'm in a suit. No, you tag in Kevin Egan. Mm-hmm. You're on the field. You tag in Kevin. You go on the hot mic in the PA and you go, I'm tagging out Kevin Egan. Get down here. You have to go. There is no substitution rule where, I'm in a suit and a tie. No. Liam McHugh, no. You can't. I mean, if you want to tag in Sasha or BWP, you can. If you want to tag in Kalen Kyle, you can. But you want to do a hot tag.
This is my judge. I know Kalen Kyle caught a lot of heat from the Minnesota people this week.
Yeah.
I just want to like make it clear and remind people Kalen Kyle actually played this game at a pretty high level.
Yeah, Canadian national team.
Yeah, don't tag her in thinking you're going to embarrass her, because she'll probably skin you alive.
Yeah,
and then she'll probably literally skin you alive.
Yeah, and if there are legends in the building, you can bring out a legend, and it's like the Royal Rumble intro where you have the countdown clock and the smoke, and instead of coming in from through the Delta 365, you're coming in from the end zone, and you have all the smoke and the fire and the flame and everything. And, it's Carlos Valderrama. One of those. You have those moments too. And literally, somebody's got a sheet of paper with a master list, like Ronaldinho's there, and you tag in Ronaldinho. And I think Nick mentioned, was it you and Nick that mentioned that TurboTax would sponsor it? So that way, whatever their appearance fee was, they wouldn't get in trouble.
Yes.
So those kinds of things.
Because every one of the people you've mentioned has had tax issues.
Yes. But the thing is,
you announced Darren Eales as a surprise combatant, and Darren Eales doesn't come through the tunnel. He just like comes down the stairs at like section 104.
Yeah.
And just jumps over the wall onto the field and starts running out there and playing.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so, I mean, Dell is like, what if you had a game with new rules, like no offside? Maybe the forwards stay in the final third and make lines, unlimited subs like hockey. Yeah. Once a half, every player can pick up the ball and use their hand. Yeah. And you can throw it and do whatever. I mean, legitimately, you end up with stuff like this, and you're literally, the hot tag was one of the first things we came up with. Unlimited substitutions. It doesn't matter because, I mean, honestly, if all right, so let's run through. So Sasha and BWP might still have a couple of minutes in them. Kevin plays pickup, so he would have no issues with it. But honestly, if somebody like I said, if it's Zidane or Ronaldinho or whomever, and they've only got a couple of minutes in them, fine. Just, tag, go, you're in, you run around for a couple of minutes, you get your 50 grand and you're back out the door, and you make your grand exit and everybody cheers and waves, and you get all this kind of stuff going literally for 90 minutes.
See, this is perfect because Kevin already has, he's already done stuff with WWE. He could just announce it like that.
Well, and the thing is that Kevin, or if you tagged in,
Kevin Patrick jumps in.
Yeah.
Kevin Egan comes out. Kevin Patrick goes in.
Literally. And I mean, it's so if
Kevin dies, his heart just explodes.
Yeah, you had like Diego Valeri, Gio Savarese, Kevin, Kalen, BWP, Sasha. If you're working television for that match, you still have to wear your microphone and your IFB when you play. You still have to wear those because you remember the All-Star Game, and Brad is wearing the IFB and the mic, and he's trying to make a save in an outlet while he's talking to the booth. The talent that is there for the network has to come down when they get a hot tag, but they cannot leave the IFB and the microphone behind. They literally have to continue to play with that on. So that way they can have the conversations and they can still call the match. They can still analyze and do whatever. But the TV folks and the radio folks, like if you have, Joe Tollison and, Ray Hudson or whomever calling the match, you tag in Ray Hudson. Hudson's still got to have his radio gear on.
Yeah, this is, again, we fixed this for you, Major League Soccer. Our emails are open.
Mm-hmm.
So get with the program, figure your ish out,
mm-hmm.
and call us.
Yeah, I mean, Andy, by God, is that Carlos Vela? I mean, sure. If he wasn't voted in, if he wasn't brought in as one of the 24, and you want to have him as an unannounced wild card, surprise entrance, Royal Rumble style,
mm-hmm.
you got to do it with the buzzer and the countdown clock.
Oh, well, we're absolutely having Drew McIntyre show up.
Yeah, and have him wear his.
He's coming in with a Rangers shirt.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's coming in with his Rangers XXX jersey. So what? It doesn't matter. Drew McIntyre is coming in. He's there. Sheamus, you could have him wearing his Liverpool gear. Could you imagine Kevin Egan / Kevin Patrick trying to bounce off of Sheamus or Drew McIntyre and try to win the ball away from either of them? That would be epic and amazing.
No, I cannot. But man, Rich says the best ever was the NHL rookie game. Unlimited subs, running clock, no face off. Threw a puck out there and told him to go.
See? I mean, honestly, you run like hell for 45 minutes.
Rich McIntyre is also a known Rangers fan, which is a much healthier life to live right now than being a Man U fan.
Yeah.
He's also said in an interview that numerous people backstage have claimed Celtic fanhood just to piss him off.
Not a surprise.
Sheamus repeatedly was claiming Celtic just to antagonize him.
Absolutely.
That's no other reason.
Yeah, and so then what you probably end up doing is you make sure that you have Drew McIntyre and Sheamus on opposite teams. Or do you have them on the same team and fighting over the ball? That would be the larger question. So, I mean, Andy, who's watching on the YouTubes, God bless you, 3 30-minute periods. Do you want to do 3 30s like the NHL? Or do you want to stick it to 2 45s without any kind of stoppage time? Basically, if you're running around like hell for 45 minutes, you stop at 45 and there's no added time. And you have... but then the question belies itself. Who's the man in the middle? Who is going to be your center ref for this? All things being equal and taking the current situation out of play. Is it Ismail Elfath? Do you have a guy like Elfath in the middle? Do you think he'd have a sense of humor about the whole thing?
It just depends. Do we get a new contract for?
Well, I know. All things
time?
being equal, I know that was an easy dig, but I mean, all things being equal,
Chris Penso's giving a red card during the All-Star game.
Absolutely,
and it's absolutely, it's absolutely not gonna be. It's Chris Penso is gonna be giving a red card during the All-Star game, and it's not gonna be a fun red card. He's gonna be like genuinely upset at somebody, and Chris Penso's giving a red card in the All-Star game.
Like he's gonna give a red card to Kevin Egan for doing.
It's gonna be dissent.
Yeah. So basically, Kevin, I could see it right now. Kevin is dissent on Penso, or Penso met him at the hotel ahead of time and had some information allegedly. And then they go to the match, and then when Kevin wanders out onto the field for the first time, Penso goes straight red. Literally, Kevin walks right out, and he's about ready to do his first shift, and Penso stops him, gives him a straight red, and Kevin has to go. Literally, something like that. Andy's like, do a pinball machine, you hit certain targets, they throw in so Andy wants Moneyball. I think
Rich wants USL All-Star, 4 teams from East, West, League One, and Super League.
Hey, or W. You throw in, you get the W to go with the Super League. You throw that in there. But see, now, Andy, to your point, do like a pinball machine, you hit certain targets. We actually had Moneyball coming in the last 10 minutes of the half. So literally, we would go Moneyball for the last 10 minutes of each half. So you'd have 2 balls out there and doing whatever. So that was something that we did consider. Rich, I think the USL All-Star Game idea would be awesome because, and honestly, you get a team like South Georgia Tormenta who's got USLW and USL League One. I mean, you call Amy Andrews back from Durham? Do you call in the players that are getting international call-ups right now from USLW with South Georgia Tormenta, and that have been getting reps in the W Gold Cup? That's what I would do. You bring all those folks in here. But
we can fix your All-Star Game MLS. Just please let us, or just don't do it. Like the other option here, amidst all of this fun, is just don't do it. Give everybody extended period off. Let them go on vacation. Let them do the weird things they do in Europe, where like I know Scottish teams will like go to somewhere warm because they have to take a winter break in December because the fields are literally permafrost.
Yes.
And you can't play in the northern fields. And they'll they'll go to like the Middle East or like Tenerife or something.
Yeah, they'll go to the Canary Islands and put in a week worth of work.
Yeah, let it I don't know, give guys a week off to go somewhere in the summer. Like, hey, they want to go to Disney, they want to go to Acadia National Park.
Yeah,
let them live their best life, man. You could just scrap the whole damn thing.
They implement the orange ball.
Yeah, well, I need a clarification. Hutch is saying change the type of ball being used whenever it goes out of bounds. Hutch, specifically, what do you mean?
The orange ball.
Do you go orange ball? Do you go?
No, you change the shape.
Yeah. So I mean, well, but
or the size or both.
Yeah, and so this is what I was trying to get at. Do you have soccer balls with various PSI? Like one is slightly above what it's supposed to be. One is it's like the Three Bears.
It's a size. If the ball gets dribbled out of play, John, a size 5 ball is going to come flying back in.
Okay, all right, I can see this. So I have zero issue with the changing.
A size 3 ball is going to come flying back in.
Okay, so Hutch is like shape and type. So Hutch is like
Hutch is correct here, because imagine like a rugby ball comes the ball goes out of play, and the ball kid on the sideline hands you a rugby ball.
Okay, all right.
And you just got to go.
Yeah, and you've got to play by Australian footy rules. You've got to bounce it every 10 yards or something.
Well, no, we're not. No, you keep it on the ground. We don't want anybody getting hurt.
Okay, so you want it to continue to be soccered. You don't want to switch over to AFL rules.
That's the fun of it.
Okay.
You change it out, and then when that ball goes out of play, someone's going to throw in like a tennis ball.
Okay. And so Ronaldinho gets to juggle a tennis ball for a couple of minutes trying to score, and he probably would from 25 anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, so I see where this is going.
Just picturing Andre Blake infuriatingly trying to catch a tennis ball with those giant oven mitts.
And apparently Andre Blake is going to be back for the next leg of.
You're welcome, Rich. You get your goalkeeper back.
Yes. Andy's like, or every time it goes out, the ball goes down one size.
I'm fine with that. A 3 comes in, then a 1.
Okay. And then what happens? But then what happens if it goes over the boards and you get a 1? Do you play imaginary? It's like, hey, I'm
then it
what do you
becomes
do
a tennis ball.
Okay, you go back up to 5 and go back
No.
down to 1 basically every
It
single time.
becomes a tennis ball.
Okay.
Then a golf ball.
Okay, just checking.
Then a marble.
Okay, like I said, I was trying to. I needed
Then we
a
change
clarification.
shapes.
Yeah, I needed a clarification here. So that's that's what I was hunting for. So when, so basically we have added to our extravaganza last year.
Eventually, it's a Nerf ball.
Okay. Yeah.
And not like a Nerf soccer ball, but like the whistling Nerf footballs that they used to advertise in the late 90s with Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Where like you throw it as
Yeah,
those.
Okay. Does it have the tail in the end?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
The tail is vital. So if you line this thing up and you kick it right, maybe you get a little rotation on it.
Yeah.
And you just get this whistling ball sailing through the air while whatever keeper has to make the save while also not laughing at the absurdity of this.
Hugo Lloris laughing at the absurdity of this, all wondering what he got himself into by coming.
Hugo's already wondering what he got himself into because he had to stand in the frozen tundra like he was filming The Gray Part 2 last week while giving up 3 goals to RSL.
Yes. And by the way, Ryan Hollingshead, after the match, he was less than pleased about all of that kind of stuff. And Hollingshead actually said that it would be something to take to the frickin' MLSPA.
What?
Here's first off, so what I'll do. All right. So Steve Cherundolo, you know how mad he got. So here's Ryan Hollingshead after the match, courtesy of LAFC. This is their post-game press conference. Here's what Ryan Hollingshead had to say when he was asked about it.
If I could ask one follow-up, as a player, is this something that you take to the Players Association? I mean, how do you guys sort of assert your rights saying, here, I don't know, did you not feel unsafe on the field?
Absolutely. No, my lower back is killing me from, it's just like trying to run on an ice rink, right? You're just sliding and slipping the whole time. So the whole goal is just to not fall over and hurt yourself. And it absolutely will be taken to the Players Association. I know our rep will be having that conversation immediately. But the thing is, for us, we're fighting for big things here. We're fighting for Supporter Shield. We're fighting for MLS Cups. Like losing 3 points here on the road in a place that we historically have been phenomenal, and a place we think we can come in and get 3 points. Who knows if at the end of the season that's what separates us in a Supporter Shield race. And so to have a game like this where you just can't even call it football or rely on any sort of skill in the game, it's just frustrating. And it's not Salt Lake's fault. They're doing what they were told to do. We have to play too. And credit to them. They came out grittier and willing to I don't even know, play, I guess, with the conditions. So we'll have the conversation before, or for sure, but at this point, what do you do?
So Hollingshead wants to go to the MLSPA with what happened in Salt Lake City or in Rio Tinto. Last time I checked, RSL scored 3 goals and you didn't, and the conditions weren't any different. So they seem to have navigated it pretty well.
I mean, he acknowledged that, though.
Yeah, he did. That's the thing. It's like you acknowledge that they play better, but no, we're going to take it to the MLSPA.
Yeah, they're going to take it because, I mean, I think one of the reports was like it was a significant amount of snow that fell.
Yeah.
By the end of that game, John, have you ever played Donkey Kong Country? He asked, half knowing the answer. So there's a level of Donkey Kong Country in the middle part of the game that's in the snow, and it's tricky because it's ice and your mid 90s rare software giant gorilla can only do so much. But as the level progresses, the snow gets more intense to the very end, where it's almost like a whiteout and you can barely see what's happening. That's kind of how the end of that game felt.
Yeah. And so, good on you. By the way,
go ahead.
here's Steve Cherundolo, by the way, after the match, courtesy once again of our friends at LAFC.
Steve, difficult conditions to play in. What kind of positive takeaways can you take away from this match and the fight?
I'm not sure there are any positives other than we didn't have any injuries. It was not difficult conditions, impossible conditions. An absolute joke that we had to play today. Not safe for the players. One of the worst professional sporting events I've ever seen in my life. I feel terrible for the players. We put them through this. Game could have been and should have been called many times beforehand. In my opinion, an absolute disgrace that we played today.
So there you go. Steve Cherundolo.
Yeah. They were not happy to have played that game in the snow.
Were you able to find out if he played in the...
He did not. I checked.
Okay.
But you know who was on the bench in that game? Breck Shea.
Oh, belated happy birthday to Dane Breck.
Belated happy birthday to everyone's favorite waterfowl.
Yes. Dell, who had Donkey Kong Country on their bingo card for the morning show? Not me, but that's how this rolls. That's just how we're wired. Abby says, still likes having 4 teams of different ages, 2 teams playing each other 24 and younger, 2 teams 25 and older. So she wants to have like youngins and then vets. And so you got all that kind of stuff. And by the way, Hutch on Twitter posted a story where apparently there exists a variation of soccer where 3 teams face each other at the same time. It literally looks like the old TNA ring, where it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a 6-sided deal. And it literally is a variation of soccer where you have 3 teams face each other at the same time. I don't know if you could do that and do it on a regulation surface, but yeah, Hutch says that there is a way to go about things with a 6-sided pitch and 3 teams playing at once. So you got that. But yeah, I mean, we announced the All-Star Game literally, and for the second year in a row. For the second year in a row, Maddie, we announced that the All-Star Game exists, and we fixed it again.
Listen,
we continue to fix the All-Star Game. MLS listened twice to Jarrett. They didn't do anything having to do with the game itself, but the skills competition, they brought in 2 of Jarrett's ideas. They brought in goalie wars, and they brought in the idea of Liga MX versus Major League Soccer. So they're listening. They're listening. They're just not implementing the whole thing. We're on the right track. They just need to take more of it and go. So what we'll do is, like I said, public service. We'll post last year's fix of the All-Star Game to the network later today, and we'll pull this fix of the All-Star Game and post it separately for the morning show this morning. So we are fixing Major League Soccer's All-Star Game a year at a time.
I'm just happy I was able to be a part of this one.
See? Yeah, see? I mean, honestly, that's the thing. How did you finish your last sentence?
This was fun.
Right. Exactly. That's what we're getting into here. That 3-letter word. Oh, my God, let's have some fun. And you don't want folks injured. And you do that with the minimizing of the players being out there on shifts. You do the hot tags, those kinds of things. Look, if somebody's gassed, I mean, seriously, if Kevin Egan is gassed after 7 minutes of running around there with MLS stars and legends and stuff, and he has to hot tag out after 7 minutes, fine. Dude's got a game to call. He's got something to analyze. I think it'd be fantastic. But once again, to keep folks from being injured, you go out, you make your one run. You know, Ronaldinho's out there and he goes from one end to the other and he does some skills and some tricks and everything, shoots on goal and scores or comes close, and Andre Blake makes a save, or Hugo Lloris looks at him and is just like, yeah, I'm going to let Ronaldinho score, and he's mesmerized by the whole thing. You got to have fun with this. And late in a game of Liga MX and Major League Soccer, you run the risk of this being the tease to Leagues Cup. Things get a little chippy.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want that. I mean,
you don't want injuries.
Got injured in one of these things.
Exactly. You don't want injuries. So that's been like the biggest thing, at least my biggest gripe with it, is I'm like, we play this game, we have this break, and I'm like, some of our players like get picked to be on the All-Star, which is like, it's great. I'm glad that they get picked, and I'm glad that they're a favorite. I don't want them getting injured. I don't want them going out there and getting injured. I was very grateful that I think the last year we didn't have. Did we have anyone? We only had like one, right?
Yeah, name is Tiago.
Yeah, it was Tiago, but I don't think Tiago. Did he? Am I going crazy?
No. I mean, it was a cup. I mean, it was a cup of coffee. And Hutch is also now suggesting on the Twitters a personal skills contest, and he's posted the video of Sina Sakurai, who is doing some amazing tricks and things like that. Look, whatever makes it fun, and whatever makes folks not get injured, that's what we're looking for here.
Absolutely.
And when you have all of these ideas that we are all workshopping here on the morning show, and coming out with all of this and having fun with it. And I know that Kevin Egan is a part of one of the central media fulcrums of this, because I know he plays pickup. That you get that desk of Kevin, BWP, Sasha, and Kalen Kyle. You get them out there for hot tags. They'll run and do it.
Absolutely.
Give them a couple of minutes. I mean, I would do it, but I would stand around because I sure as hell have no endurance to do anything like that.
I could do it. It'd be so fun.
Well, I mean, I would probably like run and point, or turn into like a coach or something and sit there and yell from the sidelines, or lean over the bench or something and do something like that. But yes, have fun with an All-Star game. Yes, I understand that this is all about the tease to getting everything squared away for Leagues Cup, but we here at SDH want folks to enjoy it. We want those who are engaged and have to be playing it to enjoy it. And we want it to be an enjoyable experience across the board. We don't want chippiness. We don't want injuries. We understand rivalry, but an all-star format is not the place for it.
Nope.
So once again, we humbly submit the Soccer Down Here collective fixes to the All-Star Game and to All-Star Weekend. Like I said, you pulled 2 from us last year, 1 happening yesterday and 1 happening during skills competition. So pull another 2. Hell, pull the 45 minutes from last year where we were workshopping it and the 15 that we did today. That's an hour's worth of fixing of the MLS All-Star Game that SDH, the Twitch Pitch, and the Morning Show have graciously workshopped to give to Major League Soccer. We want this to succeed. We want this to be something that folks are gravitating to watch instead of sitting going, oh, great, there's another All-Star Game. We want the soccer community to enjoy an all-star game and a format and a program. So please, hand to heart, other hand in the air, take our ideas, give us credit. Let us be the grand marshals of the thing.
Agreed.
That's all that we're looking for here. Take our ideas, please. I feel like Henny Youngman. That's your Google search for today, kids. Take the ideas, implement them into future MLS All-Star games and weeks. Enjoy. Bring in the casual individual who might not have seen the All-Star Game before. And they come in and see all of this madness that is there, that has been created by those who love what's going on and want it to succeed and want the league to grow and be noticed. And yes, the thought was from Andy, the Euro snobs would lose their minds. That's up to them. If they don't want to take it for the fun that it's supposed to be, that's what we refer to, Andy, as a them problem. We're there to have fun. It is an exhibition. It is an exhibition, not a competition. So please, as always, no wagering. Although the side bets on who would be coming in for celebrity run-ins and hot tags would probably be off the board. And you'd have people searching hotels trying to figure out, there's a sighting of there's a sighting of Edinson Cavani. Oh my God, Cavani. So put him on the board for the juice boxes. Make this an enjoyable experience for everyone. Like I said, I get it's a tease for Leagues Cup. I get it. But you want to draw in the casual viewer. How else do you draw in the casual viewer than making it fun? Clint Dempsey and the CBS folks are there. You get Micah Richards on a hot tag. You get Dempsey on a hot tag, and he cleans somebody out. Like he goes to try and clean out Drew McIntyre or Sheamus. Then he's done. Like one dribbling exhibition, shoot, hip check, take somebody out with a tackle. Dempsey's done, but he's got to wear the IFB and the microphone, and he goes back up to his desk. Those kinds of things. That's what we want. We want this to be a fun experience. So please, MLS, a positive. Take our ideas. We just want credit. We want a seat at the table. We want to have our own desk. We want to do kind of like our own live little thing. We want to be active in the week. But you're more than happy to continue to take our ideas, as we've done for 2 years in a row. And Andy, if the Euro snobs are bent out of shape and they don't understand it's an exhibition and supposed to be a place where people are having fun, that's on them. That is legitimately on them for not having a sense of humor. Oh, you're soiling the beautiful game. It's an exhibition. It has nothing to do with determining who stays and who goes. If a European soccer fan had their Premier League side come to the States, and it was Arsenal or Manchester United or whomever, and I know if you're a Manchester United fan, depending on who it was that would get injured, you wouldn't care. Like if Harry Maguire or Scott McTominay was the one that got injured, then you wouldn't sit there and go, yeah, well, that's okay. But let's just say, let's say Garnacho's out there for a cup of coffee and he takes a wrong step. And he twists his ankle, and he's got to go back to England, and he's not going to be there for whoever the manager would be, because apparently there's talk that Eric Ten Hag isn't going to be there next season. If it's Chelsea and Conor Gallagher takes a wrong step, and then he's got to go back to England for the balance of the Premier League season, get ready for training camp, and you don't know how long you're going to be without him, and Mauricio Pochettino might not be there, because now they're looking at other dudes possibly to take over for Pochettino. So Premier League training camps would be ruined if certain individuals are injured. But what good does it do a Premier League side when you're bringing up dudes who are wearing 60s, 70s, and 80s to go up against an MLS side? What good does that do Major League Soccer? It doesn't. And if a European fan who would have their European club attached to a exhibition, what good does it do to kvetch about something that is an exhibition anyway? How about we're soiling the beautiful game? It's an exhibition. It's a made-for-TV event. So the European fan in this situation, if they lose their minds, that's on them. That is absolutely on them if they lose their minds. That is a them problem of them problem proportions.
They're just jealous that they don't have it.
See, I mean, if we ended up, if we did as a part of soccer over there, and Nick, by the way, who is traversing the planet right now, and he is shooting beautiful things, and he's having to be in multiple cities in the same day. So that's why Nick is on extended leave doing real world stuff. But if you're a European-based soccer fan, and you have an instance like this, where you're upset that, the colonists are at it again. They're doing things that are so anti our game. You didn't think about it first.
Agreed.
You didn't think about having fun first.
They're just jealous that they didn't come up with it sooner.
See, it's about having fun. It's about growing the game. And if you have something that is ad infinitum, ad absurdum, like what we are proposing and have been proposing now for 2 straight years, when it comes to fixing the MLS All-Star Game, FUN fun. That's what it's about. So relax. I feel like I need the Aaron Rodgers drop, but I don't have it. Relax. It's about having fun. Let's have more fun with it, so folks don't get injured. Let's see Kevin Egan try to take out Sheamus or Drew McIntyre on a slide tackle and feel like he's running up against a sequoia. Those are the kind of things you want. Andy, kind of in the style of the WNBA three-point contest, stack of balls to take shots. There's one of those shooter-tutor nets on the goal. That'd be kind of fun. Andy, yeah, but Don Garber told me the schedule's too congested. There's no time to add fun stuff. Fun stuff? I mean, hey, you gotta have fun stuff, especially since it's a Monday or a Tuesday and a Wednesday. That's middle of the week. Time to have fun.